In this video, we're going to take a look at how to find slope and y-intercept from standard form. So, standard form is pretty simple. It looks complicated, but it's honestly just a different way of writing slope-intercept form. The only difference is that we haven't solved for y yet. So to solve slope standard form, we are going to get this equation to look like slope-intercept form. All we have to do is solve for y. So, I'm trying to get this y variable by itself. The first thing I'm going to get rid of is this 6x, because it's just over here by itself. Nobody needs it. So, the opposite of a plus 6x is a minus 6x. Positive 6 minus 6 cancels out. So on this side, I'm left with 3y is equal to 18 minus 6x. So, to get y by itself, since I'm multiplying times a 3, the opposite of multiplying is divide by 3. So I'm going to divide everything by 3. 3 divided by 3 becomes a 1. So I'm just going to write y equals 18 divided by 3 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And there's a subtraction sign there, so don't forget. And I'm going to bring my x down. So here, I got y equals 18 divided by 3 is 6. Minus 6 over 3 is negative 2. Then I brought down my x. So here, all I'm going to do now is rewrite it so it looks like y equals mx plus b. So I'm just going to rewrite it as y equals, I want this term to go first. So I'm going to take this entire term and the sign that's with it, and I'm going to write that first. So minus 2x. And then this 6, I'm just going to bring it down. The reason I know it's a plus sign, well, because it's a positive 6. Does it say negative 6? No. It's a positive 6, so I brought the plus sign down with it. So now that I have y equals mx plus b, I can easily tell here what my slope is and what my y-intercept is. So y equals mx plus b tells us that my slope here is equal to negative 2, because that's the term in front of x. That's my coefficient. And I can also tell that my y-intercept, which is b, is equal to 6, because that's the constant term. Now, there is an easier way to figure this out. We could always use the whole solve for y and then write it as y equals mx plus b. We could always do that. But there is a simpler way to solve this kind of problem. It just takes a little memorization. So, same problem. (6x plus 3y equals 18). Now, this time, instead of solving for y, I realize that my equation is written in standard form. ax plus by equals c. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to label each one of those, a, b, and c. A, obviously, is the number in front of x, so a is equal to 6. B is the number in front of y, so b is equal to 3. C is the number on the other side of the equal sign, so c is equal to 18. I only got those numbers because it was written in standard form. If it was not written in standard form, there would be no need to do this. Okay, so now that I know A, B, and C, I'm just going to use the shortcuts. If you can remember the shortcuts, it makes finding slope and y-intercept much easier. So the shortcut for slope is just to remember that slope is negative A over B. So if A is 6, negative A is negative 6. And if B is 3, it goes over 3. Simplifying that down, negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2, which matches the slope we just found. Same thing, if I were looking for my y-intercept, I can remember the shortcut. Y-intercept happens when you have C over B. So looking at the points, looking at the letters that I labeled, I know that C is 18, so 18 over, and B is 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. I was able to find the same exact answer, just with a little less time. Be careful though, because if it was not written like AX plus BY equals C, you may get those numbers confused. So just always remember, A is the number in front of X, B is the number in front of Y, C is the number on the other side of the equal sign.